like I said, if you don't clean that off, you will run into rust issues. So even though your lower shouldn't be that dirty, it still doesn't hurt to clean it. It'll only help. Just make sure you wipe out your magazine well. Your magazine well will have quite a bit of carbon in it. If you notice that your trigger and stuff like that is sticking, then it'll be time for you to take that trigger group out and clean that and oil that and stuff. But it still looks brand new in there, so we're good to go. Don't have to worry about that. And I haven't noticed any issues with my trigger. So, by the way, it's a really nice trigger. It's a PSA Saber lower. Alright, so that's clean. Go ahead and clean the bolt carrier group. Before I do the bolt carrier group, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the barrel. So I use a bore snake, and just make sure you're checking your caliber. So it says 30 on it. That's gonna be the caliber of my 300 blackout. So with this, I'm gonna use cleanse oil on the inside of my barrel because it's designed for this sort of application. So what I always do is I wet down the bore snake, and I'll run the bore snake through twice. That's it. I will not re-lube through the second go through, only through the first. Go ahead and lube both sides. Make sure that that's all good. Alright, and then I always just take the firearm, stand it up, and put some down the barrel. Just drip it in there. I can't show it on camera, but I'm just dripping down the barrel. Once you think you got enough, which you don't need a whole bunch, but just some, go ahead and feed in through the feed ramp, the brass, weight. Just go ahead and feed that down through. Once it's at the end, you'll just go ahead and pull on it. Alright, so it's important. I'm going to stick my fingers inside of the feed ramp area, so that way as I'm pulling the bore snake, I'm lining it up. So like that. And I'll just pull the bore snake through. Again, just pulling the bore snake through. And then again, once more, without relubing. So you're gonna go up through the bottom and not through this side. That's just a personal preference, but that's just the way I do it. It's easier for me, whatever is easier for you, but it's easier for me to keep it lined up if I do that. If you go in through this side, you have a chance of damaging your barrel because you need to make sure that you're feeding it through straight, so that way you're not damaging your feed ramps and stuff like that. Alright, same thing, same process. Just pulling the bore snake through. It does take quite a bit of force, but that's just the way it is. Alright, now I'm going to point it down at the light source. And I'm just verifying through the light source that the barrel is not obstructed there and that it looks clean and everything. So you see that? Looks good. I'm not sure how well it focuses, but looks clean, looks good. We'll move along to the outside. So the outside, we're just going to spray down the barrel. Spray this a little bit. Spray the inside a little bit. And then we'll just brush that off and continue cleaning. Go ahead and remove the bore snake. It's important to not over clean your bore. You don't want to do that. You'll strip your rifling. So like I said, I run the bore snake through twice. The first time I make sure it's really good and wet, and the second time I do not re-lube it. So this is just getting all the carbon and oil and everything off of my barrel. It is a stainless steel barrel, but that doesn't mean anything when you're talking about Florida. Gotta always make sure to take this apart every time you shoot it. Brush it off, wipe it off, and then re-oil it. And now I'm just going to clean it off with a rag. Get all the carbon and everything off of it. By the way, this is a heavy profile barrel. I don't know if you're able to tell, but it is a heavy profile. It's not M4. You don't need to clean your optic off, especially not with cleaner like that. You just wipe it off like you would with the cotton rag or with the microfiber. Just wipe it off, wipe off the lens. You can just wipe off the excess crap that gets on it with just your cotton, because they will get dirty, the outside of it. And again, after brushing it off and cleaning it, we're just gonna wipe it off, wipe it as clean as possible. Go ahead and get a smaller brush to go inside, and we'll go ahead and brush inside the best we can. Just brushing off all the inside that we can. Everything that I can reach, I'm going to brush. And then same thing